Sam.
Ito, Hebrew.
Today we're going to be reacting to another creepy video. It is Top 15 Mysterious Things Found on Baby Monitors. And you all know babies and kids can be creepy.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 15. Secret Admirer. Parents have a long list of worst fear scenarios. Having your home broken into and a total stranger watching your baby sleep are probably in the top 5. That's exactly what happened to this unsuspecting family in Houston though. The Lee family was sleeping soundly in their home one night in April 2014. Around 5 a.m., despite a security system in place, an intruder was able to silently enter the home through an unlocked window. He walked from room to room surveying the sleeping family and their belongings with a flashlight and empty bag. The family didn't wake up. When his tour through the home, the intruder stopped in the 2-year-old son's room and searched around. He surveyed the room for an unusual length of time compared to the others and even stood above the infant for some time. He shined the light over the sleeping boy several times before continuing his search. The burglar stole a briefcase and wallet from the Lee home. After leaving their home with these stolen items, he stopped at a neighbor's house where he, for some unknown reason, left the briefcase and wallet. When the neighbor woke up to find his home broken into and his neighbor's belongings, he immediately called the Lee family to inform them. Up until this point, the family was unaware of the break-in. After checking their cameras, it's apparent they were shocked. This is a great lesson in the importance of home security and just how skilled criminals can be. Number 14. Ghost Baby. This video was posted on Facebook by Jade Yates from Australia. The 3-minute video shows the small screen of an audio-visual baby monitor. In the screen, we see a black and white crib with a precious sleeping baby. Of course, there's something unsettling in the mix. A white orb or mass seems to be floating above the baby. Orbs are considered low-energy apparitions in the paranormal world. The white and nearly transparent orb has a round top and a longer oval bottom. According to believers, it resembles a head and small body. Though the baby is sleeping peacefully and appears undisturbed, the orb floats in an isolated space above the infant. It moves closer to the camera but quickly returns to where it started, continuously swaying. It doesn't move in a uniform or predictable motion.
Baby. Why is it there?
I don't know.
The video clearly shows that there's no mobile or other hanging toys above the crib that could cause a reflection or flare in the monitor's lens. Furthermore, the random motions of the orb doesn't resemble a hanging object, which would move uniformly in certain directions. Yates posted the video and said, "Fair to say I won't be sleeping very well tonight. Who believes in ghosts? I didn't until about 5 minutes ago. This is a video through my baby monitor of Ruby in bed. But Ruby is the white sleeping baby in the front top left of the cot, in her room with the door shut and no one else in there." In a later comment, Yates claimed to have seen 2 apparitions or spirits, one of an infant and one of an adult. This isn't clear in the video provided, but could have also been visible through the monitor alone. She also invited viewers to decide for themselves if this figure was truly supernatural or just an unsettling trick of the camera. The post has over 2.6 million views, 26,000 shares, and about 58 comments. Most of the comments are from believers that this is either a spirit of a loved one watching over the baby, or perhaps the spirit of another baby that passed away before its time. One thing is common amongst all the comments though, that the spirit is kind and Yates need not worry over the safety of her child. If you'd like to see the full video and comments, a link is in the sources. Number 13. Natasha. This image shows an infant standing outside its crib with those glowing eyes, staring directly ahead. The picture, scary enough without a backstory, was posted by Reddit user ScottyMac23 in 2015. In the Reddit post he said, "My wife heard her name being whispered, Natasha. She looked at the baby monitor to find her son like this. So clearly the mother heard something disturbing and questionable and found that her toddler was not only out of its crib, but was standing in the dead of night calling her by name. This is what Hollywood horrors are made of. Obviously, it's unlikely that the child is actually evil, possessed, or haunted.
It is possessed.
Sometimes youngsters are accidentally terrifying little demons without intending to be. Still, the fact remains that an occurrence like this would cause a spike in fear." Number 12. Alien Interference. This video, posted by Paige Danielle in 2014, shows a baby monitor allegedly playing Alien Interference. This monitor is an audio-only monitor, a commonly used tool for parents. In the video, Paige explains that she doesn't know what the noise is and that the monitor isn't dying because she just charged the battery.
It's not dying because I just charged it too.
As the video goes on, the sound becomes more clear, though it's still impossible to determine what they are. First, a low humming and buzzing comes through the speaker. Then, loud tones of various pitches and lengths come through. These sounds can be described as ringing. There are other small noises at play that make the overall audio terrifying.
That's
So
creepy.
creepy that is. Oh god.
Stop!
Oh, fuck! Just hurry!
After the audio has been showcased, Paige walks into her infant's room to show the sound wasn't coming from some setup. Of course, many baby monitors work like walkie-talkies and can pick up radio waves from nearby cell phones, car radios, other monitors, and walkies. Many have brushed this off as nothing more than radio interference, while others believe it's something more. According to believers, when these monitors
Honestly,
pick up
baby monitors
interference,
shouldn't
it's
do
much
that.
more obvious.
Yeah.
For example, you can hear clear talking or music instead of just a mess of noise. Paige herself never claimed the audio was real alien interference. This was just an assumption made by those that shared her video. Number 11. Unknown floating object. This video is a bit hard to see, as it is a recording of a baby monitor screen. It was posted by Randy Penner in November 2013. The description reads, "What my wife caught on a baby monitor. My mom came to check it out when this happened and wished they got that on video. She waved the sheets up and down and the lights moved around her hands but never touched her. They made sure there was no reflection off of anything, and we can't figure out why the lights hover and move when there was nothing in the room that would move or make reflection. Everything was clean and clear of dust too. Have researched and have not seen any lights like this online." The video shows a small figure, composed of 3 shining dots and possibly lines floating over the baby's crib. The figure moves slowly, swaying over the empty crib. The image does look like a swinging mobile at first. However, the mother walks into the room with the monitor in hand and turns on the light to show that there is nothing in that corner of the crib. There's no swinging mobile, and there's nothing reflective in the immediate area to create the glowing dots.
This is Clark's
Creepy.
monitor. Watch that thing that's moving in there,
What is it?
right
I
above
don't know.
the lump of blankets.
As the description stated, Penner's mother allegedly came over to investigate. She moved the sheets and waved her hand
Kinda
around
looks
the
like a
area
dog,
where the
a
dots
little
were
bit.
seen. Someone else
If you,
held
like,
the
look at it
monitor
in a
to
certain
observe
way.
the figure's movement,
You know, you can
and
see
it
the face
apparently
and then
moved
the
all
ear.
around her hand but never made contact with her.
At least I think
Unfortunately,
looks
there
like it.
never was an update
I
to
don't
explain if
know.
a source was discovered or if the
Like the
dots
white
ever
part
left.
on the side
There are
is
plenty of
the ear,
explanations for this,
and it's the
but with
face.
limited information, it's hard to determine the
Eyes,
cause of
nose,
this spooky floating figure.
mouth.
In addition,
I
Penner claims to have
can't
investigated the
You
area
don't?
for a cause and came up
No.
with nothing, which makes the
I
ordeal
see it.
even more mysterious. The upload currently has over 7,000 views and the comments are divided. Some claim the figure looks like a skull and could be supernatural. Others brush it
No,
off as a piece of
it looks
floating
like a dog.
hair. One commenter, hopefully joking, said, "I've seen that in my dreams when I was 3 until I was 5. He loves children." Number 10. Scary music. The content of this video feels like it was
Maybe they
taken
had a
straight
dog
out of a
alive.
horror film.
Maybe.
Just watching the short clip makes you tense up with a feeling a jump scare will happen at any second. Uploaded by Mr. Beery P in 2015, the description reads, "Every now and then I hear this strange music play through my baby's monitor. Have tried changing frequencies and still the same. What usually happens is I'll hear this music start to play, then when it stops, he wakes up. Have gone through his room looking for the source, but the 3 or so toys that play sounds have their batteries taken out. I can't think of any other interference that might make this creepy music. Can anyone explain this? The music is exactly what you'd expect to hear out of a creepy haunted baby monitor. It's like a lullaby from a mobile or toy slowed down and transmitted over a noisy frequency."
Yeah,
It
definite
is
horror
creepy,
movie
yeah.
music.
And I probably miss it.
Again, monitors that are used solely for audio often pick up nearby frequencies. A simple explanation for this would be there is a nearby neighbor that has a baby and a toy or mobile that plays this song. Of course, that doesn't explain why changing frequencies didn't fix the issue, or why the uploader's infant would instantly wake up when
Yeah.
the sound
Why should I,
stopped.
like, why
Most
should
of
I
the
have that?
comments
That's
are the
wrong.
same,
Way too creepy.
explaining that due to the fact that music plays on every
needed
frequency,
it?
this is clearly paranormal and she should seek the help of a priest.
I would never get that for
One
my
comment
child
offers
if I
that the
have one.
monitor may have been hacked. Either way, there's no solid explanation
have
for
one?
this, and there never
If I
was an
would get
update
one
posted.
One day.
Number 9. Creepy Toddler. This image creates more questions than answers. Posted
My
in a
kid's
Reddit
always
thread
so
about
creepy.
happenings involving
Even in
children,
movies, they're
the image has
creepy.
it titled, How the Kids Look on the Monitor and
Don't you
Nothing Else. Clearly, this
Movies
is just an
from
average
movies.
child
Yeah,
in bed.
real.
Even
but
in
the
real
night
life,
vision
you
paired
see
with
that,
some
right?
movement or odd positioning from the child made for a truly horrifying photo. She looks as though she's bent in an abnormal way and her eyes are glowing ominously. Night vision cameras often make eyes glow or
Wait,
reflect
night
light.
vision shows
Still
creepy.
imagine the miniature heart attack you'd have
If night
to see
vision
your
shows-
child like this in the middle of the night.
It made
Children,
very
as
scary.
precious as they may be,
Night
can
vision?
create some
Yeah.
pretty horrifying images and stories. Number 7. Headstand Horrors. This image shows another future gymnast that loves to give people a scare in the middle of the night. In this case, the victim was a first-time babysitter and aunt. Michaela Long, famous from Vine, tweeted an image of a baby monitor in October 2016. In the image, her niece was doing a handstand in her crib. The black and white grainy quality of the baby monitor added to the concept that infants probably
hell?
shouldn't be doing handstands in the middle of the
I
night
don't
made the
know.
tweet fairly unsettling. Michaela said, "This is my first time babysitting and I don't know where I went wrong, but my niece is currently asleep on her head. Do I call the parents or the exorcist?" Whether her niece was actually
Exorcist.
asleep in
Call the
that position,
exorcist.
or if this
Just
was
be
an
sure.
exaggeration for the tweet is unknown. This little girl either has a great future in gymnastics and yoga, or someone needs to phone the priest. The picture was retweeted 62,000 times and liked 127,000 times. Number 6. Baby Eyes. As mentioned before, night vision cameras are great for capturing accidentally terrifying images. This post
Great
on
for capturing
cafemoms.com
terrifying?
shows 11 tots who look so creepy on their baby monitors, you'll swear they're possessed. This list includes
Isn't it?
exactly what
To
you'd
make
expect,
sure the
a
baby's
series of
okay.
infants
Yeah.
and toddlers looking into the night vision of
Oh,
the
yeah.
baby monitor to create a totally creepy image. Of course, some entries are worse than others. This image, for example, posted by Raving Fig on Instagram, shows an infant, toddler, or even child in the distance staring into the camera. The glowing effect of his or her eyes makes the black and white images look 10 times more ghostly. The
is so
position of the
creepy, though.
child adds to the
Yeah.
eerie factor as
Oh,
well.
my.
There seems to be some distance away from the monitor behind bars on their bed. These bars make it appear as though the kid is peeking through them and staring with evil glowing eyes. Of course, if this image was in regular color and lighting conditions, it probably wouldn't be so horrifying and would be overall
Yeah,
normal.
maybe.
Another
Maybe.
image comes from the Instagram account of SSC and shows a baby lying in its crib and staring directly at the camera.
like its
Thanks to the night
eyes are, like,
vision
all
effect,
black.
the whites of the baby's
Yeah,
eyes are
like
pitch
demon.
black and his pupils are glowing. This looks sinister and unsettling to say the least. Again, it's just an unfortunate effect of the monitor, but had to be a startling moment when the mother captured this image. Number 5. Unknown Voice. This video is another great example of the flawed science behind audio baby monitors. Celerity789 uploaded this 1-minute video in 2011. The mother here shows that she changes the channel on one end of the baby monitor, then walks to another room to reveal the horror of the other end. As soon as she walks in, a deep male voice can be heard talking through the monitor. Though the voice is clearly human and having a conversation, it's hard to decipher exactly what is being said.
Okay, just switch the channel.
God,
What is he saying?
I don't understand, but like,
Interference and a weak connection makes this voice distorted and cut out often. Even stranger is the tone of the voice. While it does sound like a conversation, it also sounds like the same sentence or statement is being said over and over again. As you can assume, this was likely an issue with the monitor picking up nearby cell or
Hopefully.
radio signals.
Yeah,
In the
hopefully.
beginning of the video, the mother states that she just changed the channel. However, we don't know if she changed the channel of only one monitor, or if she's stating this to convey that the voice is heard on all channels. Much like the scary music from an entry before, a technical difficulty or a demon. Either way, the voice is creepy. Sitting alone and suddenly hearing a distorted man's voice was probably a terrifying experience for this mother. The video has gained over 36,000 views, but most commenters are on the skeptical side, claiming that she clearly picked up a cell signal.
Yeah, it could
Number
be.
4.
Yeah.
Sleepover. This baby monitor caught an image of a baby sleepover. Well, that sounds adorable and harmless. The problem is only one baby was supposed to be
I see
there.
2.
The other
Me too.
infant, which is seen with shaggy hair to the left, is either an optical illusion or a spirit.
How can
the
an
mother
optical
shared this
illusion be
image
that
online
bright?
to share that she was startled for several
Like-
minutes to
like
see a second
that.
baby sleeping in the crib.
You can't
She
be
later
a-
went
They look
into the room to
exactly
find,
like
the
of
second
course,
other
only
one.
one baby and no dolls or other toys that resembled a human. She believes that toys, blankets, or other miscellaneous crib items were arranged in a way that when seen through the
No.
night vision of the monitor
No.
looked like a
No, no,
human
no.
baby. Others strongly believe this was no optical trick though. Some commenters were completely set with the idea that this was an apparition of a baby that passed away in the home. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and since the image was never recreated, there is no right or wrong answer, although you have to admit the concept of a baby spirit sleeping next to a live baby is a bit morbid,
There's someone
and likely
there.
not something most parents want
Yeah.
to consider. Number 3. Nanny Cam Stream. The world is full of twisted people that do unsettling things for unexplainable reasons. This family was introduced to their worst nightmare when they found that their nanny cam was being live streamed to a random website. In early 2015, a Minnesota family began to notice odd things happening in relation to their child's bedroom. The family claimed that they heard music that would turn off when an adult entered the room. Eventually, the family decided to take a step in investigating the issue. Cleverly, the family used a
You're so
software to
dumb.
track the IPs of computers accessing the camera. As you'd expect, they found their own IP, but a second IP was also discovered. It traced back to Amsterdam and included a URL. Horrified, the family immediately went to the site and found that their nanny cam was being streamed on the website. Even worse, the entire site was search
kind of perverts are
included,
those people who
provided
do that?
countless hacked nanny cams for all over the world.
I don't know.
In correspondence with KTTC, the mother said, "There's at least 15 different countries listed, and it's not just nurseries. It's people's living rooms, their bedrooms, their kitchens. As if the violation of having your home camera hacked isn't bad
Some
enough,
people are spying
the
on
hackers
them,
also
like,
had
for no
control
good
of the
reason.
cameras,
Yeah, but-
meaning they could
Just
remove
for,
them
like,
remotely to
kicks.
face different
Yeah.
areas of a room. Clearly, this connection worked two ways, which explains the music the family heard. A year before this, a similar incident occurred when a homeowner heard a man's voice coming through the camera. If you have in-home cameras installed, it's important to check the safety settings and accessibility to protect yourself from this type of invasion.
Only camera I
There are
have
countless
is on my
reasons the site
computer.
exists,
And
and
even that is
obviously none of
covered.
them are pleasant or harmless. Number 2. Playroom explosion. Unfortunately, freak accidents are a daily occurrence. They are so rarely caught on camera though. In 2015, a nanny cam happened to capture a home explosion, which happened in a child's playroom. The parents involved, Anne Marie and Chris Faliola, have 2 children, Jameson and Lily. Anne Marie left her children in the care of their nanny to run errands one day when she received a heart-sinking call. An explosion had occurred at the house in Bellingham, Washington. According to reports, Lily was sleeping upstairs and Jameson was in the playroom. Moments after he left the room, a boiler exploded. The nanny reported hearing clicks and bangs before the explosion shook the home. The moment she noticed smoke filling the house, she grabbed the children and rushed to safety. When investigating the damage later, Anne-Marie realized the baby monitor caught the accident.
Oh, that's bad.
Wow.
The footage shows the fortunately empty playroom suddenly being filled with smoke and heavy debris from the ceiling. In literal seconds, the room went from a colorful and neat space to the scene of a disaster. The boiler exploded due to high levels of gas inside the home, said firefighters on the scene. Had the explosion happened just a few minutes sooner, little Jameson would have been seriously injured.
No.
Had the explosion moved upwards instead of sideways, Lily would have been the center of harm.
it doesn't matter
Luckily,
which way it
though,
goes,
no one in the
someone could
family
have
was
been hurt.
hurt.
Yeah.
This footage will hit home for many parents that fear the worst. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, then hit that subscribe button because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Number 1, Intruder. Aside from the everyday horror presented in this story, there's a level of unsettling mystery that brings it to a new level. In March 2017, a family in Montana discovered a terrifying image on their baby monitor. The image, found the next day, shows an intruder inside a child's room. The image is black and white and shows these notorious glowing eyes given to us from night vision. The intruder also seems to be in motion as the image was taken, which adds an eerie blur effect. He seems to be wearing a baggy light-colored shirt and is likely older. This picture is bad enough on its own, but to make matters worse, investigators found no trace of the intruder. There was no sign of forced entry, and this still image was apparently the only evidence of the intruder on the monitor. No valuables were stolen, but a dog's shock collar was missing. There are viewers that believe this is a ghost, demon, or other supernatural entry, which explains the lack of evidence. Others think that it was just a very skilled and strange intruder. No forced entry and no motive behind the break-in. Does leave one to wonder though.
Intruder.
Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new.
So the scariest thing. Yeah, I can't pick one. I think they were all really, really creepy.
Yeah, I agree. All of them are scary. But like, still the music box was also quite scary for the music part, anyways.
Yeah, the lullaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was creepy. Oh, and also that one, you know, where they were streaming those babies.
Oh yeah.
With a nanny cam or whatever.
Yeah.
That's also kind of creepy. I mean, what were they thinking of like doing? Like, what is that for?
I don't know. But also the creepy part was that this baby was standing on the like side of the crib.
Oh, yeah,
like to hold someone, but like.
Yeah, and then he dropped.
Yeah, there's something there.
No, definitely.
Yeah, like,
Totally. It's only funny that usually camera captures orbs and shit like that, but
there's nothing there.
yeah.
And you see us was putting someone there. Like,
well, you can't stand like that on its own.
Yeah, but like.
I mean, I can hardly balance on anything, and then the baby doing that.
Yeah, but you like so you was like holding like this. Right?
Yeah. Babies always usually do that if there's someone holding you.
Yeah, but like. That's scary.
Yep. Kids are creepy. Even the kid in the garage.
Or Omen.
Or Omen. What other kids are there?
The boy.
The boy?
Yeah.
The movie The Boy?
No, the boy in the Omen.
Yeah. The Omen. You just said The Omen.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
No, there are a lot of creepy kids in movies, so like, yeah. I don't like that.